Hi guys, welcome to Big Loz Official. Today we're going to look back at this past weekend's Giants Live World Tour Finals up in Manchester. The last Giants Live of the year was a really good, exciting show with some surprise results. Top two were kind of what I expected. I think if you look back in my prediction video, I picked out the top two. But an awesome display by Adam Bishop, really stepping up and showing, he's one of the top guys now in the world. So congratulations to Adam on a fantastic performance and well done for qualifying for World's Strongest Man next year. Right, let's break down the events to start with. First event was the Axel for Max, and I think everyone, kind of including myself, was really looking at Iron Bibi and Zydrunas Savickas to possibly break the world record and certainly be the top guys on that event. I think one thing that was kind of probably should be addressed straight away and we need to kind of pick up on was Zydrunas just didn't look his normal self. He actually struggled completely with the 180 Axel. Managed to get it and then hit 195. But Zydrunas ended up hurting himself a few weeks before the contest. I think he was talking about some meniscus damage in his knee. And obviously it was massively affecting him. I've seen a lot of negative comments about Zydrunas online, people saying he should give up, and everyone's allowed their opinion. I've got my opinions, but it has to be his choice. And Zydrunas is still a great strongman. He's achieved more than anyone in the sport. And my view is, if anything like that has to be personal choice, and if he wants to keep going and he believes he's good enough, then that's up to him. He loves it. He keeps competing. And Zydrunas, one thing I know about Zydrunas from the years I've been competing in strongman, he'll constantly surprise us. People talked about him being over last year, and he came back and won the World Tour Finals. He's hungry. He enjoys it. He does it for fun, and in my opinion, he's the greatest strongman ever. So I'll always have a lot of respect for him. And, it's a shame when someone doesn't perform at their best. But I know for myself, sometimes your body just doesn't let you. And the smart thing to do is to pull out. I know it's hard for him to do that. But, that guy's had over 300 contests, I think. Probably podiumed in over 200 of them. He's had a pretty good career, so whatever he wants to do, we'll let him do it. But obviously, always disappointing when someone you kind of looked up to like that doesn't perform as well as expected. But from that kind of insight that I have of understanding what it's like to compete, and you just don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and it was just clear he wasn't at the races. Iron Bibi, on the other hand, good strong performance on the Axel, winning with 205. Attempting a world record after, and it just wasn't to be. But Iron Bibi's kind of known for his shoulder strength. I feel now he needs to step up and be a little bit better all round. Unbelievably strong guy, great charisma, really nice guy too, great with the fans. And there's so much kind of hype of him kind of being the next big thing, which kind of, to be fair to him, that's a lot of pressure to take, but he kind of takes it in his stride. He's got big, huge shoulders, and some of the things we've seen him do in training are just insane. But after the Axel, I think the fast pace of the competition is probably cramping up a bit. I know from experience how hot it is inside that stadium, and it's a very fast-paced show. They're getting the events done as quickly as possible, but he put everything into that Axel. After that, he kind of faded a little bit for the rest of the competition. But he went there and did what he said he was going to do, which was win the Axel. Would have been nice to see a world record, but something I'm going to address a little bit later is, how long a season it's been and how battered all the guys are. One of the reasons I didn't go, I'm trying to be smarter than maybe I used to be when I was kind of competing all the time and try and pick and choose my comps. If you look at Adam Bishop, he's done 3 shows this year and he's peaked nicely each time, performed really well. Whereas, Janasha, Shivlakov, Zydrunas, a few other guys, they've been doing so many big, heavy shows, and the season's so kind of cram-packed now with huge shows that it's impossible to be at your best all the time. I think we kind of saw that this weekend with some of the guys really kind of just not looking at their best. Two guys that were unbelievably good, and I expected it from them because their preparation is unbelievable. They're young, youthful, they recover quickly. Lissis and Kilkowski. Lissis went on and won the deadlift, which I think was the second event. Kilkowski won the car walk. Another fast time by him, not quite as fast as I think he was in Europe's, but doing what he needed to do to win. And then Bish won the loading event. Nice fast time by Bish on the carry and drag. It was duck walk into a drag. Like I think I said on the preview video, the drag inside isn't so heavy because the surface is perfectly flat, so it becomes a real kind of race. And his speed and conditioning is top notch. You know, he works as a strength and conditioning coach, so you'd expect that from someone like Bish. But he prepared well, was really fast on that event. And then the final event was the Atlas stones. To me, it looked like quite a light set of stones. I don't know what they said the weights were. I'm convinced that last stone wasn't more than 180 kilos. But the run between Kielkowski and Lissis was unbelievably fast. I mean, I think Lissis just made a slight mistake having to sort of balance the stones into the holes. And that cost him massively. Kielkowski just seemed to like pick them up and dump them straight into the hole perfectly on every single one. He managed to one motion it. That was an amazingly fast performance on the stones. Didn't make one mistake. Smooth transition between each stone and just blew the whole field away. It was very impressive. I think Eddie Hall was getting excited watching it on the commentary, and you know, as a competitive athlete, but as a fan as well, it was awesome to see. And that guy is just proving, you know, this season he's had one hell of it. Both those guys, to be fair, Lissis and Kielkowski, they've beaten each other a number of times this year. But those two are fantastic athletes, and you know they're going to be battling each other for a number of years to come. And that's something I was going to address today, was this kind of future of strongman that people are often talking about right now. Which always makes me laugh because it's a fun debate, but they're putting Lissis, Kielkowski and Thor into a conversation about who's the future. These three guys are the now. They're winning international shows. Thor's winning everything. You know, if Thor's not there, Lissis or Kielkowski are winning these shows. So for people to talk about them being the future just makes me laugh. Let's give them the respect that they deserve and understand that they are along with maybe Brian Shaw, they're the four most successful kind of guys in strongman right now. And it kind of makes me laugh when people talk about them as like up and comers. I think Kielkowski's competed in the Arnolds for the last 5 years. Lissis has been top 4 in World's Strongest Man the last 3 years in a row. And we all know what Thor's done. So to talk about them as a future just kind of makes me laugh as someone who's competed with all three of them and knows how good they are. But maybe the way strongman's shown kind of just at Christmas time doesn't let people understand how long they've been around for, and obviously shows like the Arnolds that aren't televised, unless they're at World's Strongest Man, I guess sometimes it's harder to see. But you know, all three of them finalists or top 5 at Worlds for the last kind of 3 or 4 years in a row, winning international shows, breaking records left, right, and centre. Let's give them the respect that they deserve and say they're the now, not the future. Yeah, you know, they're going to be around for a few years, hopefully. But one thing I know from experience is the up and coming guys. Something I've told so many of my clients that I train, etc. What you do at 19, 20 doesn't matter. You have to make sure you keep progressing. And as an athlete myself, I've outlasted a lot of people that are talked about as the next big thing. There's a number of very talented youngsters in the sport right now, and it's going to be great to see them progress, but they have to keep enjoying it, keep progressing, keep getting better. And that is key to being a good athlete in any sport. Just having potential means nothing. So my advice to all you kind of younger guys out there, and people kind of watching that enjoy the debate and the conversation, watch them progress. I've seen guys at 19, the youngest guy at World's Strongest Man ever, Kevin Nee, 19 years old, deadlifting 400 kilos. By 25 he was finished. And that's, you know, it's harsh because, you know, Kevin's a friend of mine, but that's fact. Whereas other guys, they're nothing at 20, but by 30, 35, they're up there with the best in the world. And there's a number of guys like that as well. So just watch for that progress. It's not always about the young, fresh-faced guy that you're looking for. There's many guys that come out of nowhere that will surprise you. And I know from, you know, full well that you don't know who the next big thing is going to be. There's so many guys training hard, people that aren't posting stuff online that we don't know about. They turn up and they smash it. And it's always interesting from the fans' point of view. And, you know, I'm a fan still. I love the sport and it's fun to talk about. But let's get one thing right. Those three guys shouldn't be talked about as the future. They are the present and the now, and that's just something I think they deserve that respect that maybe I think people aren't giving them. Maybe I'm kind of looking at it the wrong way, but they're three unbelievable athletes, and for me they get a lot of respect. Um, from everything that I heard, the show was really good. I know a lot of people that went to watch it enjoyed it. It was a nice, fast-paced show, which is great to see, and that's the way we need strongman to be. You know, you can't be being the size that some of us are and sitting on these seats for 6 hours. It needs to be fast-paced. It needs to be fun and exciting, and it looks like it was a great show, coming down to half a point on the stones. It's going to be fun to watch on TV at Christmas. I think that's it for this year for Giants Live. Few performances from some of the younger guys that we can talk about as up and comers. Tom Stoltman, really solid performance on the medley and the Atlas Stones. He's looking really strong on those, and he jumped in with 2 weeks' notice to compete against top guys in the world. Again, Tom, really good athlete. Someone I feel maybe some people put too much pressure on him. I'd like to see him just enjoy his training, just keep getting better, and he's definitely a potential big name in the future. Janasha, he's looked strong all year. I think he's just had too many contests this year, and he's looking. I saw him a few weeks ago, and he's put on like 20 kilos. He looks so big, and I think maybe that's just affecting his conditioning and his fitness, especially in a fast-paced show like that. If you ever put on a lot of weight quickly, it really affects that fitness side of things, and his body is just not used to carrying the extra weight around, and it just looks like he's a bit battered from a number of competitions. And he's going to come back with a bit of a rest. He's going to be awesome, but it's just one of those things. I know I've got that experience, so I know what it's like. And he just needs a little bit more recovery time now, maybe a bit of an off season to get himself recovered, get himself used to being as big as he is, maybe even drop a little bit of weight. I think putting on 25 kilos for him was almost a little bit too much, too quickly. I think as long as it's steady progress, but when you put that much on in a short period of time, that is a lot of weight to carry. A lot of it's going to be water weight, and it just holds you back. You'll be getting back pumps, calf pumps, and in strongman that's not useful. One of my absolute favourite strongman as a fan to watch, Misha Shivlikov. Good solid performance like he normally does. He's a great athlete. I think early on in the year he was unbelievable, and I think he's just battered from a long season. Not quite performing at his absolute best, but he's an entertainer. That guy never gives up. To the detriment of his own health, he'll just kind of put his health on the line to entertain the fans. So, as a fan, thank you, but as a competitor and someone that would like to see him keep competing a little longer, think of yourself sometimes, buddy. It's not always about just putting your body on the line. As much as we respect it as fans. As an athlete, you've got to think about kind of prolonging that career. So think about that a little bit. Lalas put in a good performance, but made a few silly mistakes. Someone of his experience shouldn't be making. And he'll be the first to admit it. He was making silly mistakes on things like the stones, a couple of the other events, but he's looking strong again, and it looks like he's enjoying it, which is great to see, because he was kind of in that stage of, well, I'm not sure if I want to keep going. Talking to him early on in the year, whereas now he's smiling, he's enjoying it, he's working hard, and he's always a dangerous athlete. So without making some of those mistakes, he could have really pushed to be in the top three. Belsac with another solid performance. Another guy that has competed so much this year, and he's probably just feeling that. But he only just missed out on getting on the podium to Bish, I think. Good performance again. But the stars of the show, definitely Adam Bishop. Really amazing performance. He's a great deadlifter. He's a good athlete. And just to see him step up and hit a big podium is good to see. It just shows, myself, Terry Hollins, Eddie Hall, we've kind of been around for a long time, and we need those other guys kind of stepping up for the British athletes. And it was that's a big step up. To get a podium at a Giants Live show is huge, especially a show with the amount of great athletes that were in like that. So awesome performance by you, Adam. Lissis, that guy knows I've got a load of respect for him and Kilkowski. They're brilliant athletes, and I will look forward to competing against them soon. I'm on the mend. I'm training hard. That show was just a little bit too soon for me, but I've got Dubai in 6 weeks' time. Training's going well for it. Everything's creeping up week by week. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. That confidence is growing, which is a big thing with your training. Each week I'm feeling like I've got more in the tank. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting fitter. I'm getting faster. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's been about those guys this weekend, so I'll give them the respect, and I'll look forward to battling them in a few weeks' time. Let me know who you guys enjoyed watching on the weekend. If you guys have any kind of ideas of who you think's the next big thing as well, we're talking about that. Give us a comment below. Give them a mention. Might be guys that we've not really heard of yet, so it'll give me a chance to kind of check them out. And we're looking at doing more kind of profiles on other athletes on this show. So if you've got guys that you think deserve that shot and deserve to be seen, please send them through. Send them their names. Let me know their Instagram handle so I can check them out, check out their videos, and we'll give them a mention if I think it's worth it. But thank you for watching, guys. Comment below, like, share and subscribe, and we will see you guys soon.